this second video, we are talking about factorization, okay, which is the opposite of expansion. So it's easy to check the answer for factorization. It means to say that after you factorize, whatever happened as your answer, when you expand it, you should go back to the first part of the question. Okay, so in this part, you have minus 2x squared plus 6xy. Okay, so if we take out a negative sign, like negative 2x here, the guy that is remaining inside is x, because this multiplied by this must give you this. So if you understand the factorization as the opposite of expansion, then it's easier for you to do. Okay, now when we have the negative on the outside and this was a plus, this will become a minus. This is the important part that you have to be careful. Okay, minus how many? 3y. And again, you know, when this multiplied by this, what do you get? You get 6xy, which is equals to here. So in this case, your answer is correct. Okay, do you have to put the minus in front? Yes, if the first leading term is a negative sign. Okay, so we'll have something like that. Change the sign when you flip the bracket. In this case, usually you will get this kind of question in its factorization by grouping. So we see that there's x minus y and y minus x here. We always change the behind bracket. Y minus x is not x minus y. It's equals to negative of x minus y. Okay, so this is the concept that you have to know. If you're unsure of this concept, go back to my basics video. Okay, so when the minus comes out, it will affect the sign that is in the middle. Okay, so this minus will become plus a bracket x minus y. Why does it become plus? It's because when you change y minus x to negative of x minus y, this minus will affect to the minus sign here. That's why it will become plus. Now you have the same common group. Then you can do factorization by grouping. Let's take out the common group. Then what is that inside? 3 plus a. Okay? The next one, many students struggle in this also. Okay, it's a factorization question. So read the question properly. If they ask you to factorize, do not go and expand. So for this part, first students have to understand that 3a minus 2b squared is equals to 3a minus 2b multiplied by 3a minus 2b. Okay, so if you can understand that, then it's easier to know that, okay, there's a 3a minus 2b here, there's a 3a minus 2b here. I take out a 3a minus 2b. When you're taking out something complicated, keep with a square bracket. And this skill, you develop it, you will still need to, you will use it very often when you do A math in upper secondary. Okay, so when you take out one component of 3a minus 2b, you're left just with one more 3a minus 2b inside. Okay, minus c. Okay, because you took out one, here there's two of them, you took out one of them. That's why the remaining terms inside the bracket is as such. Then there's nothing you can do on the inside. You know, let's just go and clean up the brackets. This will be 3a minus 2b minus c. Sometimes the terms inside this bracket can still be factorized, so please be careful. Okay. Most of the time, when you see 4 terms, it is factorization by grouping. And how to do factorization by grouping easily? Always underline 2 of them differently. Okay? And check. 21ax minus 35a. What can I factorize? I can factorize 7. 7a. Okay? I will left with 3x minus 5b inside. Since this leading guy is a negative, I will have a negative here. 9x. Okay? 9x and 15b, I can take out a 3x. Bracket, 3 will be left inside. Okay, this is where students make mistake. Instead of writing plus, it should be minus. Whenever you have a minus in front and then there's a bracket here, the second term, the sign will not be the same anymore. Okay, sorry, this should not be x. 3x minus 5. sometimes if you have made a mistake, like you do this, and then you realize that this term and this term, they are not the same, means that one of the term is wrong, one of the group is wrong, and usually it's the second group. Okay, so that's why this should be a minus. Remember, when you have a negative guy in front and then a bracket, this plus will change to minus. Why? Because minus into minus, it will be plus. Okay, now you have two same of the same bracket, so I'll have 3x minus 5b, 7a minus 3. 4 terms usually we have is factorization by grouping. Later I will tell you when will it be 4 terms, but it's not factorization by grouping. Okay. Next, quadratic factorization. Okay, so this quadratic factorization, you can either use your cross factorization or use multiplication frame. Both will give you the same thing. Okay. So I have 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. I think of two components of 2x squared. So it's always the first guy and the last guy that we have to split up to two products, 2x and x. Okay. Then because in the middle is a minus 3x, if you've done enough practice, you know this is minus 1 and this is minus 1. So this times this will be 2x squared minus x minus 2x plus 1. So therefore the answer is 2x minus 1, x minus 1. Okay. You can also use your calculator. Okay, if you are using the Casio FX 95 SG, okay, go to mode 3, okay, and 3. Okay, in this case, A is equals to 2, B is equals to negative 3, and C is equals to 1. Okay, after you got your answer, after you key these 3, you will get that, x1 is equals to 1, then x2 is equals to half. Okay. Now this is because the calculator solved the quadratic equation. But since we are doing expression, you can use this, to get the two components that's inside the bracket if the number is large. If you can find it easy to factorize, that's fine. If not, then if x1 equals to 1, to put in the bracket is x minus 1. x2 equals to half, I must multiply by 2 first, so I will have 2x equals to 1. And then the next step will be 2x minus 1. This is how these two brackets are being formed. Okay? Next, remember to check if you can do a simple factorization for your quadratic equation first. In this case, 4x squared plus 2x minus 12, you can take out a 2. You have 2x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so equals to 2. Okay, so at this point of time, you can do either your multiplication frame or your cross factorization. If you go and use the calculator, okay, so I'm going to use the calculator to show you. First, if you are using the Casio FX95, it's mode 3.3. If you are using the same calculator as me, which is the 97 SG, the newer one, it's mode 5.2.2. Okay. The A is 2. A is the coefficient of x squared, the number that comes with x squared. B is minus 1, the coefficient of x. And C is minus 6. Okay, how do I get minus 1? It's because of here it's minus 1, and then this is minus 6. And then I press equal. So you got x1 equals to 2, and the other one will be x2 equals to negative 3 over 2. Okay, so if you have learned quadratic equation, you know how to use this as a reverse. It's easy to do. Bring that 2 over, so you get x minus 2. This would be your first bracket. Okay, this for this, multiply by 2 first, so 2x equals to negative 3. Bring the negative 3 over, 2x plus 3. So this is the second bracket. Okay, so this is how you use your calculator to help you find the components of your two bracket. Next, when you see that the terms inside the brackets are the same, they are the same, okay? Let 4x plus 1, replace 4x plus 1 by something. B equals to, you can say it's m. Okay? So, this will become m squared, because this guy is m, and m squared, minus 2m minus 15. Okay? If you are fast, you should know that this will be m minus 5, m plus 3. So now we put everything back into the question. M was 4x plus 1. So this guy is equals to 4x plus 1 minus 5. Because this guy was m. And then you put 4x plus 1 plus 3. Okay? And now we tidy up the terms inside the bracket. This will be 4x minus 4. And then this will be 4x plus 4. Okay? Yes? And then, because 4x minus 4, we can take out a 4, so this will be 4 bracket x minus 1. This guy will be another 4 bracket x plus 1. 4 and 4 multiply, so the answer will be 16 x minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so if you see like terms inside the bracket, use something else to substitute it away.